And it's Bob Quinlan, and
Austin Featherstone.
we're here at the Nova Open 2025, and there's a ton of boards. Austin makes boards, I make boards. So we thought we would just run around and take a video of each of them and just describe why we like them, what might be the pros and cons of them, and without any kind of judgment, but with judgment, I guess. You know. But not personal judgment, just like describing the boards. And so, and then maybe we'll use it later for who knows what. You know. So, cool. I'm just going to reposition and we'll get going. Anything you want to say? What do you think makes a good board right off the bat that you kind of look for?
I think a mixture of big pieces of terrain, scattered terrain, water, just different things that different armies could come into contact with and interact with, I think make a big difference. As you know, in this game, there's a lot of special abilities like Wrath of Bruinen, and so I think, tables having water in them are big. I think, having terrain that's not too big or like too many houses where things can hide in them, where things can't get into them, can also be a big deal. Which I think there's a healthy mix of all that here, so it's nice to see a lot of great things.
Yeah, I think, one of the things I've heard is like you can't have choke points a lot. That's something like the competitive players are really looking for. Like, and there's something about like control zone. So, if you've got one person and you can't get by that person because there's 3 inches, or I guess it's like there's this person, they take an inch, and then there's their control zone. So that's 3 inches. So you need another inch, 4 or 5, just to squeak by, without running into a lot of problems. And, so that's one thing I've heard. And then just, I'm not sure where, it's kind of like a lost art. It'd be neat to hear people's takes on what makes a good board or not. And definitely, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were just like, the game says 33% coverage. And a lot of these boards just don't seem to have that.
Yeah, they're probably 50% or more.
Yeah.
So
it's just an odd mix, and I'm not sure really, like what makes what makes terrain usable and functional in terms of the game is like, I've never really seen that clearly identified.
Yeah.
So we'll just run through and give some general commentary, and
sounds great.
We'll keep it moving because there's 50 boards, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of boards.
45, 46, 47 boards.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. So
there's
great.
A lot, yeah.
All right, I'm going to bring this over. All right, so here we are. This is actually my board. I shouldn't have told you that, but it's Conquest Creations based Isengard with these are river tiles from one of their Elven kingdoms, and so Isengard historically had a river running through it, and then Saruman dammed it up or something like that.
Yep.
So I wasn't sure if this was like before or after,
Yeah,
so,
this would probably be before because you don't have the dam built up on the river there. So.
Right. I got these guys for a joke for the after when Treebeard makes it in the Tree Garth, and I was going to call it not Wolf Trap but Warg Trap.
Okay.
It was be a music venue. So these guys go up here, jamming in the round. So, and then you could put chairs out there or whatever, Anyway, it's got openings enough, I think, for easy opening. I almost wonder if the middle is too bare,
Yeah, I think the only thing I would probably maybe do differently on this board is offset the Orthanc maybe into one of the 4 corners.
Okay.
Just because I know a lot of the scenarios, there are some center objectives like seize the prize.
Right.
So with seize the prize, you couldn't get, like if you had a monster as your hero, like Clawhere or something, they couldn't get through there.
Right.
But
unless you put it way up on top, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a good board. It has water, which you don't see a lot of.
And as a fan of Arwen on horse, I'm a big fan of water.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we got to play against each other at your event.
Okay.
I think. No, that was that Rob? Anyways, I can't remember. But I played against Arwen with the list where Arwen takes Frodo to Rivendell, the Road to Rivendell list.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the board, it has ladders, which, and you have things that people can climb up and interact with, which I think are nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah.
Maybe some more little scatter terrain, you know,
Yeah.
here and there, but
Yeah,
you
maybe
know,
put some scattered terrain. Like maybe like a piece right here or something,
Right.
or there.
yeah, these pieces of wood were actually going to go on top of the next board. I was going to
Okay.
make it into a beacon,
Uh-huh.
but the coloring was all off. Like
Okay.
everything was this gray,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you see these pieces of wood. So this is Conquest Creations. What's going? Latest thing, which was it's really a rooftop Misty Mountains kind of thing. So
Yeah, I
that was
like
supposed
it.
to be where Gandalf throws down the Balrog, and then that was a mountain pass and stuff like that. But there's enough. I mean, I think a little more scatter or small scatter might be good.
I don't know. I think it's actually like I think it's. I mean, I don't know. There's much that I would change to it.
Okay.
Maybe put like a little like river on one corner, but
Right.
because remember the Balrog falls into the water, and in the books it becomes like this worm thing. But
Yeah.
I think as it is, I think it's a great piece of terrain. You don't really see tables with just mountains or mountain terrain on
Yeah.
it typically, so I think I like it.
The snow thing was kind of interesting. I had someone looking at it, and they're like, "Hey, it'd be cool if there were snow in these crevices." And then a half hour later, I was down at your hobby place in Alexandria looking for some grass because I ran out of grass for this thing, and they had the snow stuff. So I went home and just painted in Elmer's glue, poured all the snow stuff on, and now it looks frozen, which is a great look.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
so
it looks great.
it's not common. So
Yeah, I have. You can even do like a Raven Hill. You can make it a Raven Hill.
Right.
Board.
yeah,
That could be Azog's Tower or whatever.
Yep.
With some banners on it.
yeah. So this one's fun. I think Will.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love this board. It's been here several years.
Yeah.
It can be a difficult board to play on, just being able to reach,
Right.
everything. But I think it's such a cool board. It's beautiful.
I love the
Yeah,
the
the
depth,
water,
the
yeah.
cut. So many of the boards are just flat.
Yeah.
This is not, and that's great. Uh, someone was saying just last night that maybe more things here to hide behind, to shoot.
You can maybe put
Could-
like little wood piles like those.
Yeah.
Like bundles. You
Something
have,
like that. Because right now it's like all open terrain, kind of, except for the trees. But the trees are kind of hard to
Yeah.
work with as far as like shooting and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I mean, you could put like little down like logs or something.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
some little like.
Fences
Yeah.
maybe or something. But it's beautiful. I mean,
is
I love the
beautiful.
the
It's a pain in the butt to have to
haul it
bring
around.
haul it.
Yeah.
But you know whose board this is?
It was Will. He moved down to like North Carolina. I can't remember his
Okay.
last name. He's not a couple.
He gave it to Devin.
Yeah. I think he commissioned it.
Very cool.
Huge Edoras.
Yeah, Edoras.
Metacelled, I guess.
Metacelled, yep.
Now, does this open up?
It should.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this one doesn't. But
Well, it's all one
I have
piece.
one I'm working on that is you can open up.
Okay, cool. That's cool, but it's like,
We are going to do like a siege scenario, the siege of Edoras.
okay,
In Maryland sometime. So yeah, I guess you can open up.
there you go.
So my
I'd
friend's
almost
working
like
on that.
start, that's a lot. Start with that just off. I would just take that off to start with. If I was playing a game here. I don't know what's
Yeah,
this
I wouldn't
doing.
play that. I wouldn't use that in a GT event because of it's such a big piece of terrain.
Yeah.
And like I said, some things couldn't even get in there, like eagles or
Right.
ants.
Well, yeah, the roof would have to come off, and then it's really like it's too narrow around the edges. Like you can't
Yeah.
really walk around it. It's really cool as a thematic piece, but there would almost have to be stuff around it to make sense. And there's nothing
I think they had it-
around.
Yeah,
you know?
last year they hadn't. I mean, there's another
I doubt this is
that
even
one over
used
there.
hardly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a cool board.
That's a cool board. So anyway, it's a really cool centerpiece, but it would have to be worked in. This is another
It's another beautiful board. Whoever
beautiful
brought
one.
this.
Yeah. This is like the Elven Kingdom.
Yeah, this is actually not this board, but the Rivendell board there. That's actually what made me want to get into this game when I was at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was
Cool.
at Nova in 2018, that board was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to get into this game because like
That's
I
it.
was playing Legion and X-Wing
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
And we didn't have terrain like this at our events. So I was
Right.
like, man,
People go all out with Lord of the Rings stuff
Oh, yeah.
more than it seems like.
Yeah, I mean,
some other
if you look
stuff.
at the Legion boards, they have some cool stuff too. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
Ewok
true.
Village and
Yeah,
stuff, but
that is pretty cool. That's one of the nice ones I've seen for their stuff. Uh, so this is a wild piece.
yeah, I love this board too. I don't think it's. There can be parts of it, I think, that can be difficult. It may have a negative play experience, like
Okay.
especially in this area, because like you're talking about the bottlenecks.
Yeah,
If you put one model right there, then the models can't get through.
right,
Same thing with that door.
right.
This one has multiple openings, so I think this one's okay. And there's, a model could fly in there or whatever.
You know, somebody made a neat point today. They were talking about whether people could go through stuff, and a lot of people do it on the base size, but in the rules they were
Yep.
saying it's actually the model size,
Exactly, yeah.
which
so,
is kind of hard to work with.
yeah,
Because
usually what I'll say, like if like let's say a horse, for instance, like a horse base. Yeah, what's up?
We're gonna be out in the lobby.
Okay, you ready to go?
Well, I don't know where the Gallaghers are.
Okay. Okay, just let me know when you're ready. But yeah, like a horse base may not fit through there.
I'm sorry.
But I would say a horse could go through there if I was TO and
oh, right,
Yeah.
yeah. It's really cool though. I mean, that's a beautiful board.
it is, yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's believable to kind of be there. Although there's something about it which makes it almost too busy or something. There's like almost too much.
I would almost use this for like a story scenario board.
Yeah,
I mean, I would run it in events as well because I think it's beautiful.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think there's some things, like that area down there could be really tough for things to fight in.
right.
But yeah,
Yep. But cool. Yeah. Here we go. Rohan again. Missing some of its buildings somehow. It's weird.
some of the buildings got
Lost
in.
along the
Yeah.
way. Now this though, like, here we go. I don't know about this.
Yeah, I wouldn't include this on a board. Like if this was I would maybe have it as a board edge, like on some of the boards. Like
Yeah.
there's a Mordor board.
Yeah, it has the-
black
yeah.
gate.
Yeah.
Like that's not actually part of the board. But I think like if there was like if the board started here and went 4 feet that way,
Right.
then I think it would be okay.
And do you think this stuff is to help so things don't fall?
I think that's. I don't know. I mean, I would think that's for like maybe for help it from falling, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, I mean that's actually good. Like because things could fall right here.
Yeah.
But this gives it
A little
some grit,
traction. Yeah, a little give.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some board that, well, it's a modular tiles, and their slopes are like, if you have a metal piece with the flag or whatever, it's really hard to. It makes it like people wouldn't want to play it kind of because of that.
Yeah.
Like these slopes, some of these slopes over here would be really
Yeah.
like this. This is unplayable, you know. So
It'd be hard to balance something on it.
right, it's almost like you would need little bases to put under them to like support them.
But it's a beautiful board.
It is.
I think if it was me, I would add some trees to make it reminiscent of the movies when they're fighting at
Yeah,
Amonhen.
right.
Just to give some scattered terrain and some
Yeah.
in the ways. But
Yeah, someone did a lot of work on this,
Yeah.
and but it's almost like you could add stuff to this to finish it out. Amonhen there, it seems a little out of scale or small, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
But like the opening at the top seems like too small. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just an inch.
yeah,
But yeah, it's seriously like it needs trees or something
yeah.
because it's
I
just
mean,
all
if this
wide
was
open.
an eagle board, or if a Moomok came on
Yeah,
this, it
right.
would just run over everything.
Yeah, I mean, there are some places you could get some, bowmen behind, and if they were facing the right way, it'd be okay. But it need a lot more of this stuff here to kind of just give you something. It's like you're out in the middle of the desert, and which is fine if you're in the middle of the desert. But all right, let's see. This is a fun one.
Yeah, I love this board. I know some people complain about it because of the water.
Yeah.
With all the water that's on it.
But
And I think if you brought like a Rohan army, it could be hard to play on this board,
Right.
or a Moomok.
Right.
But I love the board. I'm actually working on one of these boards myself. So
Yeah, it's almost like I could almost see a setting scenario where the tournament says you get to bring 3 armies, and based upon the board, you have to declare what you're going to put out, because you know, you wouldn't take Rohan, you would dismount, and then you would have your guys. You know, so it's kind of
they did put a message there saying the water is frozen, which
Right.
is helpful, so you're not
Just
actually
helpful.
having to, you know, deal with the water.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
I wonder how horses are on frozen water. Is it just non-effect to them, or?
yeah, I don't think so.
All right, this seems like it's seen some better days.
Yeah, like I said, this
That
board's
piece-
been around at least since 2018. Because
Okay.
I remember it at Nova in 2018.
Yeah.
When MESBG got re-released.
Okay.
And they joined the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit games together.
Oh, cool.
And I saw this board. I'm like, well, that's awesome. So.
I think that's now. Where was that held? Crystal City.
It was at a different. Yeah, it was in a different location back in 2018. I would have to go back and look and see. I don't remember, but
I still live in the same house where I first encountered this tournament, and I walked to the Crystal City Radisson or whatever it was, and for a Catan tournament, national qualifier Catan tournament, and we walked in. We were like, "What the heck is like?" We had just never seen this, and it was kind of freaky for me. Like I was walking around, and it's just people bringing in these cases of large, you know, just creatures and stuff like that. So,
We're just gonna start walking there right now.
okay.
all right,
We're gonna go get dinner, Bob.
sounds good. Thanks for your
No
time.
problem.